What is the power of a visual story? Today we will be exploring the topic of narrative visualization, a rather broad subject, but let's see if we can break it down into its key components. Throughout the chapters of our discussion, we will delve into the true definition of narrative visualization, how it impacts our perception of a story, and its usefulness in different aspects of our lives. Prologue: The history of stories. To start, let's go back to the beginning. Humans have been telling stories since they developed the means to communicate. From crude depictions of animalistic hunts on cave walls to the elaborate oral tradition of the Chinese culture, the righteous scriptures of the Christian Bible, Indian Ramayana, and Arabic Quran, the original epic hero's tale from the great Greek poets. Moving through the ages, into modern times, the collection only grows, larger than anyone could hope to finish in one lifetime. This history shows us the richness of human imagination and creativity, and that we have always sought means to help us visualize and relate to one another. Chapter 1. The meaning of narrative visualization. A story, also known as a narrative, can be defined as a representation of a particular situation or process in such a way as to reflect or conform to an overarching set of aims or values. But that's a bit complicated, so let's simplify. A narrative has a beginning, middle, and end. By the time it is finished, the reader has experienced something unique from their perspective based off of their previous life experiences. For example, the classic tale of the tortoise and the hare. In a race to see who can finish first, the hare runs ahead quickly and gets sidetracked, boasting of his abilities, while the tortoise continues along at his slow and steady pace to ultimately win the race. Certain readers would interpret this story as a caution against haste, while others would see it as a lesson on the virtue of patience, while others still might gain both or neither. In stories, it's all about perception. Stories can empower, motivate, focus, and drive people towards a change in their lives. It is a mighty vehicle for information and teaching. But what happens when you add visualization to such a compelling force? Visualization is to create a focused mental image perceptible to the mind or imagination. We visualize based on prior experiences or immediate examples placed before us. Everyone who is asked to draw a heart will first visualize it in their mind, and typically, we all have a similar shape and color come to us. Visualization is an asset to our understanding of new information from the world around us. Let's now take these two elements and combine them to form a super topic: narrative visualization, where a story meets a visual image, be it pictures or an artistic rendering, or even the physical world around us. Chapter 2. A lesson on narrative visualization. Let's see an example of the impact visualization can have on a story. Meet Ernie. Ernie went on vacation to Europe. He visited the Eiffel Tower. He took many pictures of his travels and put them in an album. Meet Ernie. Ernie went on vacation to Europe. He visited the Eiffel Tower. He took many pictures of his travels and put them in an album. Which version of Ernie's story are you most likely to remember? We all know the saying, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." It is one of the benefits of narrative visualization. Along with this, visual interpretation improves memory retention, as well as creates a united mental image for the viewers. Think of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. What do you see? The White Rabbit? The Cheshire Cat? The fantastically frightening world that is Wonderland? Or if we just mention the female icon, J.K. Rowling, do you not see the boy with the scar and broken glasses, a whomping willow tree begging for victims, or a mysterious lake of creatures surrounding the majestic castle? These authors are kings of their craft due to their ability to effectively visualize a story. Chapter 3: Narrative Visualization in Aspects of Life. This chapter is all about how narrative visualization can apply to 3 different aspects of our lives and the effect it has on our productivity, creativity, and overall happiness. Let's begin with how it can affect our everyday lives. From goal setting to planning major life events, even the slightest application of narrative visualization can greatly impact your life. Whether it be using sticky notes to organize mundane bits of information, visual calendars to avoid missing important dates, or even to-do lists to ensure all those little things get taken care of. All these visual references can play a part in your plot individually or come together to create a well-organized story of your life. If you want to take it up a notch, you can incorporate less tangible visual narrative elements with the assistance of applications. Mint, to visualize your financial progress, or Pinterest, where anyone can create a visual collage of their own fairy tale wedding. Visual water trackers, dietary maps, exercise infographics, the list goes on and on. In recent years, humans have developed a multitudinous visual toolbox to aid in the narrative of everyday life. Narrative visualization is not only useful in one's personal life, but can be applicable to idea visualization in business. Think of every boring business meeting you have ever had to endure, and how you probably don't remember a single thing, except for how horrible your cuticles looked and the tick-tick of the clock as you just waited for it to be over. Now picture the same meeting with a little boost from visual aids. Mind maps, colorful progress initiative charts, visual trend reports, and so many others have transformed a boring business meeting into an engaging creative encounter. Just look at all the businesses who have benefited from having a visual narrative incorporated into their brand recognition strategy. Disney transformed his background from a story about eating in the alley with mice to a multi-billion-dollar, instantly recognizable icon ingrained into our pop culture. And here is a good point to transition to our 3rd aspect of lifestyle: entertainment. Narrative visualization surrounds us in our quest to seek diverting outlets from the stresses of our busy modern schedules. Movies, TV, sporting events, theme parks, museums, concerts, theater, and cultural exploration all feed into our need to seek visual experiences that bolster our individual stories. The massive advances in themed entertainment technology are an excellent example of this. You can now be transported to fantastical worlds instantly through tangible representations of the stories we used to only see on a 2D screen. Pandora, Star Wars, Harry Potter World all strive to immerse guests directly into the stories they are familiar with, going from passive observers to active participants. Disney and their competitors continue to astound us with their incorporation of virtual reality and augmented reality into every new attraction. As you can see, the applications of narrative visualization are not constrained to the limits of simple picture book storytelling. It can permeate multiple aspects of our lives to improve our perception and understanding of the world as a whole. Epilogue: The power of a visual story. This overview only scratches the surface of how important narrative visualization is in every chapter of our lives. Storytelling is an integral part of human society, and we can use narrative visualization to achieve a whole new level of understanding. The next time you think about telling a story, any kind of story, be it in your personal or business lives, consider Ernie and the impact just a few visual aids can have on the reception of your tale. The end. Thank you for joining us.